A very good evening, all the participants. I hope all the participants able to hear me. I hope all the participants able to hear me. So first of all, I just would like to recap yesterday's session. So yesterday we had a live demo session. So hope my voice is loud and clear for all the participants. Hope the voice is loud and clear. It's crystal clear, all the participants. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I would like to recap what we see in yesterday's session just for 15 minutes. So 10 to 15 minutes, I would like to recap yesterday's session. And what is the agenda for today's session? For the rest of the time, I would like to show participants how we can do real-time migration, how to perform real-time migration. So yesterday, when I started the session, I've taken a very simple example. Suppose say we have a table, just I'll keep it very short. And then this table consisting of 2 trillion records. So the volume of data that we have in this table is more than 2 trillion records. And we are asking a very simple question. Who are my top 5 customers? To get the answer for such a simple question, on a traditional software, it takes more than 8 hours. In SAP, it takes more than 6 hours. In SAP HANA, it takes less than 6 seconds. Why SAP HANA, S4HANA, extremely high performance? I was trying to explain due to 3 reasons. What are those 3 reasons? Reason 1, it is in memory, column orientation, and massively parallel processing. Now, what do you mean by in memory? Now, you see, most of the time, the traditional software is designed in such a way the complete data is stored on disk. Now, why do we choose to store data on disk? Because disk is a cheaper device to store data. Whereas SAP HANA, S4HANA, SAP designed the software in such a way the complete data is stored on transistors and capacitors. Now in here it stores on disk, which is on an iron plate, and we move the same content into a different container made up of transistors and capacitors. The complete software runs in memory. Now what is the advantage? The advantage is it is close to CPU. And RAM is 100,000 times faster in processing data. So why SAP design a software that is completely running in RAM? Because RAM is fast and data kept close to CPU. Now I'm just trying to explain what is column orientation. Participants, just give me 5 minutes. I'll just complete the recap of yesterday's session, and then we can proceed with today's session. Just give me another 5 minutes. What is column orientation? Why HANA S4HANA? The complete business data is stored in a column-oriented fashion. So what is the advantage? The advantage is when we store data in a row-oriented fashion versus column-oriented fashion. In row, whenever you ask a question on a row-oriented table, it needs to scan the entire table. Basically, it will scan the entire table. Whereas on a column orientation, when you ask a question on a column orientation, now what happens is, suppose say you have 3 columns. Each column's data is stored in separate file. In row orientation, the entire data is dumped into one single file. In column orientation, so 3 columns we have, and hence we have 3 files. Now suppose say you are asking a question from the first column and the third column. So it will go scan the first file and the third file. So participants, what is the advantage of this approach? Why SAP designed to store completely in a column-oriented fashion? Because it takes shortcut to data. Normally, if you see, SAP tables are as large as 300, 400 columns. Tables related to finance, like BSEC, it has more than 400 columns. In order to scan the entire table, it takes longer time. So that is the reason what SAP has done. Each column's data they stored in a separate file. Whatever the column that I request, it only goes to those columns and give back the data from only that file. To keep it simple, it takes shortcut to data. And third thing, yesterday I was trying to explain about what is massively parallel processing. So when we say massive parallel processing, what does this mean? When we say massive parallel processing, what happens is, now normally if you see, most of the SAP software is designed in ABAP. When it is designed in ABAP, one core, when you try to process ABAP programs, one CPU is utilized to process the entire program. So this is what it does in sequential processing. Now in SAP HANA S4HANA, in one CPU, we have multiple cores, like core 1, core 2, core 3, and core 4. Now it's a quad-core CPU. So what happens in a quad-core CPU? Each core will tend to process the part of the program. So it will try to process each part of the program. Each core will split the program into smaller subsets, and each subset of the program is processed. Finally, the result is assembled and it is given back to the front end or to the user interface. So this is what I was trying to explain yesterday. SAP HANA, S4HANA, it's in-memory, column orientation, and parallel processing. Yesterday, I was also trying to explain participants, customers having SAP system, or suppose say, customers who are already having SAP or non-SAP systems. They have SAP as well as non-SAP. Now I would like to implement HANA S4HANA. I would like to implement HANA S4HANA. The first thing that we would like to do here is to migrate data. Now, how would you do the migration? By using data provisioning. What is data provisioning? Data provisioning means to migrate data from SAP, non-SAP to HANA, S4HANA. How would you migrate? By using SLT. How would I migrate? By using SLT. What is SLT? SLT stands for SAP Landscape Transformation. SLT stands for SAP Landscape Transformation. What is the use of SLT? The use of SLT, it can transfer data in real time. Whenever we have a requirement to transfer data in real time, we use SLT, SAP Landscape Transformation. Now, how about non-SAP system? In order to transfer data from non-SAP, we use Smart Data Access. It's called as Smart Data Access to connect to non-SAP and to transfer to HANA S4HANA. Okay, so SLT for real time and non-SAP, we use Smart Data Access. Okay, once we complete the data provisioning, what next? What is the next thing that we need to do? We need to create different kinds of business scenarios. Business scenarios with regards to logistics, business scenarios with regards to finance, business scenarios with regards to industry-specific solutions. Now, once you create these business scenarios, what is the next thing that we need to do? Expose to the front end. On the front end, we have Fury apps. It is the next generation UI. We have Lumira. Lumira is rich in visualization. Fury apps, using a Fury apps, you can do configuration. You can run programs. You can create a purchase order. You can create a sale order. You have Design Studio. What is the purpose of Design Studio? To integrate with mobile applications. Like you would like to integrate with iPad and iPhone. We use Design Studio. And then you have Explorer. Explorer is similar to Google. So how we search on Google? In order to do exploration of data in SAP HANA, S4HANA, we use Explorer. Now, what am I trying to share participants? Now, this is the user interface. This is nothing but the UI. And here you have HANA, S4HANA, where you can create different kinds of business scenarios. In order to migrate data, we use SLT. From SAP to HANA S4HANA, we use SLT. From non-SAP to HANA S4HANA, we use Smart Data Access. Now, yesterday I was also trying to explain participants. Now we have complete landscape in which you have the latest S4HANA 1709 edition, SAP HANA 2.0, Lumira, SLT, SAP, non-SAP, complete landscape we have. For participants to access this landscape, so participants can get the entire landscape access for 6 to 8 months. For that, you need to contact the backend team. Now, I would like to show participants how they will be able to access the system. What participants have to do is, just all that you require is a very basic laptop having 1 GB of RAM. A very basic laptop is sufficient. All that participants have to do is type in RDP. which is known as remote desktop connection. Click on the remote desktop connection. Now this is the IP address. So participants need to use this IP address. Now using this IP address, participants can log into remote desktop. Okay, let me copy this. So this is the IP address. So every participant, in order to log into remote desktop, excuse me, they'll have their own user ID and password to log into the remote desktop. Once they log into remote desktop, we all share the same user ID and password, whether it could be S4HANA, whether it could be the user interface, SAP, non-SAP, data provisioning, everything. We all share the same user ID and password, where the username is best and the password is W capital welcome 123. So this is the username and password, where we all participants use the same user ID and password to log into, to work on remote desktop. Whether it could be an SAP system, non-SAP, data provisioning, HANA, S4HANA, B4HANA, and coming to the user interface like Lumira and so on. Okay, let me log into system. So now complete all the best practices. We have a tightly integrated system. So let me log into remote desktop. Click connect. Provide your own user ID and password. Once I log into remote desktop, click yes. Now we are logging into remote desktop. So all these details the backend team will provide to participants. Now, to work on system, click start, click start, click all programs, click on SAP HANA, and click on HANA Studio. Once I click on HANA Studio, click OK. Now we are logging into HANA Studio. What is HANA Studio? HANA Studio is the user interface to log into HANA S4HANA. So I'm just logging into the HANA Studio. So once we log into HANA Studio, please see participants. So here we have a system called EDB. Expand the system. Once we expand the system, expand the catalog. What is a catalog? A catalog is a collection of schema. All these are different schemas. What is a schema? A schema is a collection of database objects like tables. So all these are different tables. If you would like to search for a specific table, let us right click on the table, click filter, enter the table name KNA1, click whole word, and click OK. Double click on the table. Now please see participants. In SAP HANA, S4 HANA, complete business data is stored in a column-oriented fashion. When we click on runtime information, so once we click on runtime information, the number of entries you have here is 19,000 plus entries. Please see, complete data is stored in RAM. Now, what I'm trying to show here is a catalog is a collection of schema. A schema is a collection of database objects like tables. Let us close the catalog, expand the content. Once we expand the content, now here you can see all the participants able to hear me. I hope all the participants able to hear me because I just got a message. Participants not able to hear me. Is everything okay, participants? Yeah, thank you so much. Now here I'm trying to show you content. What is content? Content is a collection of package. All these are different package. Now what is a package? A package is used to group together related scenarios. A package is something which can group together related information. For example, please see participants. I'll right click on content, click new, click on package, provide the name for the package. Just let me provide a name for the package, S4HANA master 003. Provide the description. So here I'm providing the name, provide the description. Here we can see there is something called delivery unit. What is the purpose of a delivery unit? A delivery unit is an object that is responsible to move objects from one system to another system. Whenever you would like to move objects from one system to another system, we use delivery units. Why are we going to use delivery units? They help to transport objects. Nothing but they help to transport packages. Please see participants. Let me give a simple example. When we are working on the real projects, you'll have a development system. We have QA environment, quality assurance, and production environment. Where are we creating packages? On the development environment. So these packages to transport from development to QA, from QA to production, what we need to do? First, we need to associate this package to a delivery unit. Once we associate to the delivery unit, what we can do? We can export. Just we need to export and import. So, if you would like to give a delivery unit, you can just select any of the delivery unit or just keep it blank. So I'm just trying to select a delivery unit called S4HANA master data and click OK. Once I click OK, let me go to the package S4HANA master data 003. So I'm just trying to go to the package S4 master data 003. So here I created one package. Let us right click on the package, click new, click on the package, give logistics, click OK, right click on the package again, click new, click on the package, finance, click OK. So what I'm trying to do, under one main package, I'm creating two sub-packages. Why am I creating these packages? To create business scenarios. To create business scenarios with regards to finance, to create business scenarios with regards to logistics, to create these business scenarios, click on package, human capital management, click OK. So this is the main package. Under this main package, I'm creating the sub-packages. Okay. Now, once we log into system, a catalog is a collection of schema. A schema is a collection of database objects like tables. These tables are in-memory tables and column-oriented tables. Content is a collection of package. Package is used to group together related information. In order to group together related information, you can create sub-packages. Now, my next question to participants, please see participants. On your right-hand side, we see something called Quick View. What is Quick View? Quick View, where you have all the important options available in HANA S4HANA. All these options are available under Quick View. Suppose say you would like to import configuration, you can use import. Or suppose say you would like to do data provisioning. TC participants, let us click on data provisioning. Select the system, click finish. Once you click finish, what do we see here? In here we see SLT. What is SLT? SLT stands for SAP Landscape Transformation. We use SLT to do data provisioning. What is data provisioning? Data provisioning is nothing but to transfer data from SAP system to HANA S4HANA. Now, please see participants, how are these three systems interconnected? Here you have SAP. Here you have SAP system. Here we have HANA S4HANA. And here we have SLT. SAP, HANA, S4, and here we have SLT. The first thing is to integrate. We need to integrate source. So this is the source. And here we have target. So how do we integrate source to target? In order to integrate source to target, we need to create a connection. So there should be a connection that should be established. So SLT should be able to communicate to SAP. SLT should be able to communicate to HANA S4HANA. Now, where is this connection established? This connection is going to establish in LTRC. What is this? What is LTRC? LTRC is a T code where you can integrate with source and target. Now, who is going to integrate this one? Administrator will integrate from source system to target system. Please see participants. Let us go back. Now here you see there is something, someone indicated don't delete. So someone created a connection so called as don't delete. Why they have created is because sometimes what happens is participants would like to practice. Then they would delete other participants' connection. That's why they've written as don't delete. Okay. Now my question here is, where is this don't delete configuration? Please see, click start, click SAP logon, double click on SLT, provide the username. We all share the same user ID and password. The username is best and password is W capital welcome 123. So enter the username and password and click enter. Select and click continue. Once we click continue, enter the T code. What is the T code? LTRC. What is LTRC? LTRC stands for Landscape Transformation Replication Cockpit. Landscape, L stands for landscape, T for transformation, R for replication, and C for cockpit. And click enter. Once you click enter, please see participants. Here you have a configuration called don't delete. Now who created this? Some of the participants have created this, or an administrator would have been created. Now once this configuration is created, please see participants, go back to HANA S4HANA. Here you can see there is something called schema, called don't delete. Whatever the name that you provided for the configuration, with the same name, go back, expand the catalog. Normally, this is not the naming convention that we follow on the real projects. There is a standard naming convention we follow, but this is just as a practice system they have created like this. Please see here, whatever the name that we provide for the configuration, automatically with the same name, a schema is created. Once you expand the schema, so here you see expand tables. Please see participants. Once you expand the tables, now here you see there is something called Jet Copa table. Let us right click on the table, click open data preview. Once we click on open data preview, please see how many rows you have it over here, 4 rows. So there are 4 rows in this table. Let me go back. Let us go back. Now suppose say, let me click on a new GUI window. So what I'm trying to do, just I'm trying to show participants, if business create any entries, in real time, it is going to transfer to HANA, S4HANA. Please see the demo. Let us go to SE11. Let us give this table name. What is the table name? Jet Copa table 1. Jet Copa table 1. Let us click display. So what I'm trying to do, participants, I'm trying to create one entry on the base table. If I create one entry on the base table, what we should notice, immediately it needs to transfer to HANA S4HANA. Click contents, click execute. So on the base table you have 4 entries. Here we have 4 entries. Let me click on create. Let us just try to enter. Let me click on save. Once I click save, click back, click refresh. So how many entries we have? 5 entries. Let us click refresh. Once you click refresh, see participants, we have 5 entries. Now what is the new record I created just now? I created a record with KN09. Do you see participants? Now on the SAP system, these tables are row-oriented tables. These tables are storing on disk. So these are so what is the basic difference between SAP system and HANA S4HANA? Now these tables are row-oriented tables. They store data on disk, and these tables do sequential processing. Whereas the tables in SAP HANA, these are in-memory tables. Automatically, these tables are converted as column stores. Now these tables are completely in memory. They're in-memory tables. And these tables can do parallel processing. Completely it can do parallel processing. Okay. Now, let me right click on the table. Click Open Data Preview. TC participants. For example, let's say business user. Now I'm changing this company code ID from 800. Let us right click on the table. Let me click Open Data Preview. Please see participants. Click on Analysis. Let us click on Analysis. Drag and drop View KRS. And drag and drop this VV010. Let us simply drag and drop. Now here you can see some real-time analytics. So here you see real-time analytics over here. Now what is this? Now here you see. Here for a company code MB30, gross revenue is 400. Now let me go back to SAP system. On the SAP system, I'll go to this company code. What is the company code? MB03. So MB30. So let me click on change. So here, the gross revenue. So what is the gross revenue here? It's about 400. So MB03 is 400 over here. So I'll go back to SAP system and I'll simply change this to 100 and click save. Just I'm trying to change over here. Click save, click back. Once you click back, please see participants here MB30 is 100 now. Once I click refresh, please see participants, MB30 is now 100. Not only we create, the entry got created, even when you try to update any entry, in real time it transfers to HANA S4HANA. Now this scenario is called as landscape transformation. What is this? What is the scenario? Called as landscape transformation. Whenever implementing HANA, S4HANA projects, there are 3 kinds of scenarios. One is known as new implementation. The second one is known as customer code migration. And third one is known as landscape transformation. What am I trying to show participants? Please see participants. Let me show you. In Dropbox, if you see, if I go to the Dropbox, in order to write the certification, there are few important materials. Go to common materials, go to the set 1 materials, go to S4HANA materials. In here there are implementation scenarios, HANA S4HANA certification, and then here you have ABAP HANA, B4 HANA, S4 HANA. So here you have the migration, data provisioning. So what I'm trying to show participants, please see. In the implementation scenarios of S4HANA, let us double click on the document. Now, once you double click on the document, now these materials are very, very important to create the certification. Now please see participants, 3 implementation scenarios: a new implementation, system conversion, and landscape transformation. So just I'm trying to show you how we can do landscape transformation. So in the landscape transformation, what I'm trying to show you, how we can migrate data in real time using SLT. So participants, if you see, when I click on this data provisioning, there are other options like load, replicate, stop replication. Now only one thing I would like to say, to learn HANA S4HANA, it is not at all difficult. It is very, very easy. Everything is graphical user interface. Now even whatever the things that we do, automatically system generates the code in backend. That is the reason HANA S4HANA is known as model to code scenario. We generate a model, automatically system generates the code in the backend. So that is the beauty of HANA S4HANA. So if you see here you see there are different options like load, replicate, stop replication, suspend and resume. These are the options you can find over here. So what is the purpose of load? When are we going to use a load option? And why are we going to use load option? Load is mainly used for non-frequently changing data scenarios. Whenever you have a scenario where data would not change frequently on the base table, for those kind of scenarios, I go with load option. Load is mainly for non-frequently changing data scenarios. Now, why are we using replicate? The replicate is mainly used for frequently changing data scenarios. Whenever data is going to change frequently, then we are going to use replicate. Why are we using stop? Stop is in a scenario where you don't want to replicate or you would like to disconnect source and target. So you would like to disconnect from SAP to HANA S4HANA. Then we use stop replication. What is the use of suspend? Suspend is primarily used for temporary halt. Whenever you would like to go for a scenario where you would like to temporary halt, why would we temporary halt? For example, there could be a situation where target system HANA S4HANA is not in a position to receive data. Suppose say there is a downtime. System is not working and then there's a scheduled downtime. In such a scenario, we can do suspend. What is resume? To resume back from suspend, so once you suspend again, you would like to resume to transfer data from SAP to HANA S4HANA. We use resume. Okay, participants. So, what is the purpose of load? Load is for non-frequently changing data scenarios. Replicate for frequently changing. Stop is permanent halt. Suspend is temporary halt. Resume, we resume back from suspend to again transfer back from SAP to HANA S4HANA. Okay, let me try to give you a short recap. What are we trying to see in today's session? Participants, I would love to show other scenarios, but I would show in tomorrow's session. But before that, one request from participants. So basically, if you would like to talk to the trainer, please fill up the survey form. At the end of the session, there would be a survey form where participants can ask questions to the trainer. So yesterday there are about 90 participants have filled up the survey form. So I was able to reach some of the participants. Today I was able to talk to the participants. If participants would like to talk to the trainer, please fill up the survey form. I'll get in touch with the participants. So consisting of 2 trillion records. In SAP HANA, it takes only 6 seconds. What is the reason? In-memory, column-oriented, parallel processing. Then I started to explain to participants, in order to migrate data from SAP using SLT to HANA S4HANA, so first of all, migration of data is very important. Before we can create any business scenarios, first we need to migrate. To migrate data, what is the first thing that we need to do, participants? The first thing that we need to do is to create a connection. Once you create a connection, what is going to happen? There is a pipeline that can be established. From source to target, there would be a pipeline established. Now using this pipeline, what we can do, we can transfer. By using what options you can transfer? By using options like, so what are the options, participants, we can use? We can use options like load for non-frequently changing, replicate for frequently changing, stop, permanent halt, suspend, temporary halt, resume. Again resumes back from SAP to HANA S4HANA. So just I'm trying to give a brief introduction to how we can do landscape transformation. Participants, 1 minute please. Just I would like to show you assignments. Every day I would like to give participants assignments. So for today the assignments are, let us go to common materials, go to set 1 materials, go to assignments, double click on data provisioning, and double click on landscape transformation. So here you have options like how we can do implementing SL with load process. Please see, participants, every assignment I took a lot of time to prepare a step-by-step process, including the diagrams. All that participants have to do is, it only takes about 10 minutes to work on these assignments. And we have an L1 support team who supports participants 24/7. Any issue, any time, please contact L1 support. Immediately they will resolve your issue. So all that you need to do is write an email to L1 support team. 24/7 they are available to resolve your issues, and they will make sure that participants can work on the assignments and complete the assignments. Not only this, for every 3 weeks, I'm going to explain 80 questions in detail. By the end of the course, I'm going to explain 300 questions. Most of the questions that I'm trying to explain will come in the interviews and certification. I will make sure that each and every participant can clear the certification from my side. That is the assurance I can give to the participants. Now, coming to everyday session, it would be for 1 hour. And I would give the assignments. Participants can work on the assignments submit back to the technical team. Technical team will review your assignments, or the L1 support will review your assignments. So like this process will go on for 2.5 months. Now, you see there are a lot of materials. If you can see, participants, I gather a lot of important materials, which are the latest materials, 1709 edition, HANA 2.0, SAP press books. They're very interesting SAP press books. All are excellent books that you can see here. And then here you can see certification dumps, interview clearance documents, the project documents for HANA S4HANA, assignments, above HANA, before HANA, all the documents I placed it over here, resumes, interview questions, complete documents are there. So participants can use this documentation and they can start reading the materials. HA100, Introduction to HANA, and one more important material, S4H00, Introduction to S4HANA. So participants can go to these two materials at the same time. Just spare about 15 to 30 minutes for doing assignments. It's more than sufficient. So rest of the things, every day I'm going to explain in the sessions. I once again thank all the participants to attend today's session. I'll see you in tomorrow's session. Participants, once we'll have a survey form. I request all the participants to take 1 or 2 minutes to fill up the survey form, and I will get in touch with the participants. Please do attend tomorrow's session, same time at 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. IST. Currently, I'm working in Saudi Arabia and Saudi Aramco. It's been 4 years working on the project. So I will get in touch with the backend team. So backend team will bridge the call between the trainer and the participant. I once again thank you everyone to attend today's session. Let's connect again tomorrow. We'll start with creating different kinds of business scenarios using HANA S4HANA platform. Thank you all the participants. Thank you. Thank you all the participants. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's connect again tomorrow's session. Thank you. Thank you so much. And please take 1 or 2 minutes, please, to fill up the survey form. Thank you. Thank you all the participants. Thank you. I'm leaving the session for now. I'll get in touch with the participants in tomorrow's session. Thank you.